In an era where the line between memory and possibility is more blurred than ever, NCT DREAM takes a bold and exhilarating leap through time with their fifth studio album, Go Back to the Future, released today on all major digital and streaming platforms through SM Entertainment and Virgin Music. This isn't just another K-pop comeback. It's a full-fledged journey, a multidimensional odyssey that bends chronology, reflects on the group's own evolution, and dares to question what happens when the past, present, and future all collide in the same heartbeat. Anchored by two dynamic title tracks, BTTF and Chiller, the 9-track album paints a vivid portrait of youth, ambition, growth, and timeless energy, all wrapped in the unmistakable pulse of the NCT sound. But beneath the glittering production and electrifying choreography lies a story far more profound, one of retrospection, resilience, and the audacity to dream forward. As the title suggests, Go Back to the Future isn't merely a sci-fi gimmick. It's an invitation to reflect on how the echoes of yesterday shape the voices of tomorrow. NCT DREAM, now entering their 9th year as a group, use this album as both a time machine and a mirror. Each track acts as a timestamp, capturing moments of vulnerability, confidence, and transformation. Following the thematic path laid out in their critically acclaimed previous works, especially 2023's Dream, Scape, and Dreamscape, this comeback expands the conversation. Where those projects distilled the emotional turbulence and shared aspirations of youth, Go Back to the Future zooms out, taking a cosmic lens to their journey, asking what it means to live without regret, and how to face the future with clarity, courage, and connection. The narrative begins with the explosive BTTF, an abbreviation of Back to the Future, a hip-hop-inspired dance anthem that pulses with energy from the very first beat. Layered with a bold bass synth and powered by signature vocal switches and seamless rap transitions, the track serves as a sonic gateway into the album's conceptual universe. But beyond the soundscape, it's the lyrics that hit hardest. Here, NCT DREAM declares their intention to seize the future not by ignoring the past, but by embracing it. As they sing about gaining the power to alter what lies ahead through understanding where they've been, the message is clear. History is not a weight, but a weapon. We are the future, they proclaim, not as a boast but as a vow. The track becomes an anthem not just for fans, but for anyone who's ever stood at a crossroads and chosen to run toward uncertainty with open arms. Then comes Chiller, the second title track, a masterstroke of genre blending that drips with innovation. Built on a foundation of French house and peppered with unexpected chord progressions and textured rhythms, it's a sonic paradox, simultaneously nostalgic and futuristic. The track flirts with the limits of conventional K-pop structure, refusing to be boxed in. It plays like a cinematic epilogue to BTTF, yet also a prequel, both reflecting on triumphs already achieved and foreshadowing greatness still to come. In its layered production and confident delivery, Chiller encapsulates NCT DREAM's refusal to rest on their laurels. Even as they celebrate milestones, the hunger remains. The ambition continues, and the beat never stops. But the album's richness doesn't stop at its headline tracks. Each of the remaining 7 songs explores a distinct facet of the group's journey, offering a deeply personal look at who NCT DREAM is when the lights dim and the curtain falls. Tracks like Midnight Memoirs slow the tempo, pulling listeners into late-night reflections where doubt and gratitude coexist. Here, the members look back on their trainee days, on empty practice rooms and crowded dreams, and marvel at how far they've come. The lyricism is tender, almost vulnerable, yet laced with quiet power. On the flip side, songs like Hyperdrive and Outrun crank the dial to 11, celebrating adrenaline, speed, and the sheer thrill of chasing something bigger than yourself. Throughout the album, a consistent motif emerges. Time as a teacher, not a tyrant. In a culture and an industry that so often emphasizes youth as a fleeting commodity, NCT DREAM challenges the narrative. They don't fear growing older. They don't mourn what was. Instead, they treat each passing year as a layer of depth, each memory as a stepping stone. They weave nostalgia not as a crutch but as fuel. The past isn't a place they long to return to. It's a map they've mastered, one that gives them the tools to navigate what lies ahead. What makes Go Back to the Future particularly compelling is its meta-narrative. While the lyrics tell stories of personal growth, time travel, and forward motion, The project as a whole mirrors NCT DREAM's own transformation. Once a subunit of NCT defined by its age-based graduation system, the group has long outgrown its initial mold. They've evolved not just in maturity but in artistry. This album feels like the ultimate statement of that evolution. It doesn't just say we've grown up. It shows it through complexity, nuance, risk, and heart. Visually, the concept is equally daring. The music videos accompanying BTTF and Chiller are cinematic epics in their own right. In BTTF, we see the members jumping between neon-lit cities of the future and dusty snapshots of their past, symbolizing how they carry both timelines within them. There are callbacks to earlier eras. Costumes subtly echo debut outfits, while set designs reference iconic moments from previous comebacks. These are Easter eggs for longtime fans, but also breadcrumbs for new listeners to follow. Meanwhile, Chiller takes a more abstract approach, using surreal imagery and dreamlike filters to represent the group's creative mindscape. There are scenes that dissolve like memories, moments that loop like déjà vu, emphasizing the elastic nature of time in NCT DREAM's world. From a cultural perspective, this comeback solidifies NCT DREAM's role as one of K-pop's most introspective and innovative acts. While many groups opt for high-concept returns, few manage to anchor their art in such authentic storytelling. Fewer still can do it while maintaining mass appeal, viral choreography, and genre-defying sound. And yet NCT DREAM does just that again and again. With Go Back to the Future, they don't just entertain. They provoke thought. They offer a mirror. They spark conversations about identity, legacy, and what it means to belong to a generation in flux. At the heart of it all, though, lies a simple message: live fully without regret. Whether it's in the pulsating energy of BTTF, the genre alchemy of Chiller, or the introspective depth of tracks like Timeless Echo or Chrono Soul, NCT DREAM invites listeners to dance through their own timelines, to embrace both the stumbles and the victories, to recognize that the future isn't something that happens to us, but something we shape beat by beat, choice by choice. In a world that often pressures us to either cling to the past or obsess over what's next, Go Back to the Future offers a radical third option. Be here, be now, and be bold. With this album, NCT DREAM doesn't just revisit their history. They rewrite it, elevate it, and project it forward with blazing ambition. As the final notes fade and the screen goes dark, one thing is certain. This is not just the return of a K-pop group. It's the unfolding of a legacy. And if NCT DREAM has taught us anything, it's this: sometimes the best way to go forward is to look back first. In the ever-shifting cosmos of K-pop, where sound meets soul and memory collides with momentum, NCT DREAM continues to redefine what it means to grow, to reflect, and to dream forward. With the release of their highly anticipated fifth full-length album, Go Back to the Future, the group doesn't merely return, they transcend. This project is not just a musical offering, but a kaleidoscopic expedition into identity, emotion, and time itself. While the title tracks BTTF and Chiller laid the conceptual groundwork, what unfolds in the rest of the album is a tapestry of sound and storytelling that pushes boundaries, blurs genres, and plunges into the heart of what makes NCT DREAM one of the most emotionally resonant and creatively fearless acts in K-pop today. At the beating center of this sonic voyage is I Like It, a radiant, high-energy dance-pop anthem layered with electrifying electric guitar riffs and the pulse of confident momentum. More than a musical adrenaline rush, it carries a philosophical undertone, an exploration of the uncanny moment of encountering an alternate version of oneself through a crack in time. The lyrics play like a diary entry from a dream, intimate, surreal, and empowering. The version of you that stands on the other side of that temporal rift is not a stranger but a possibility, an embodiment of the potential you've yet to unlock. This mysterious doppelganger becomes not a rival, but a catalyst, an inspiration to shed fear, embrace change, and surge forward with fearless resolve. The track is both universal and deeply personal, capturing the strange thrill of self-discovery and the moment we decide to become more than what we were yesterday. From that spark of inner transformation, the album shifts seamlessly into Dream Team, a triumphant ode to resilience. Laced with punchy guitar riffs, glistening piano melodies, and a lilting, unforgettable chorus, the song becomes a rallying cry, not just for NCTs, but for anyone who has ever fallen and found the strength to stand again. It's a love letter to perseverance, a hymn for the wounded and the brave. The instrumentation carries the warmth of a sunrise after a storm, while the lyrics reach out like a hand in the dark, reminding us that setbacks are simply setups for comebacks. As the members chant in perfect harmony, there's a sense that their voices have become one, not just with each other, but with the listeners who have walked beside them through every high and low. Then, like a pause for breath in a film's crescendo, comes interlude, Back to Our Paradise, an ambient, dreamlike passage that glimmers with subtle elegance. The tempo slows, the textures soften, and a new emotional space is formed. Ethereal synths and layered choral harmonies swirl together, creating an atmosphere that feels like stepping through a portal of memory. The track tells a wordless story, of yearning, of loss, and of the quiet ache of remembering someone who once made the world feel brighter. In a moment of surreal intimacy, it marks the beginning of a new chapter in the group's cherished First Love series, a collection of songs threaded throughout NCT DREAM's discography that delve into the universal and deeply personal experience of first love. Through lush instrumentation and introspective ambience, this interlude becomes a time capsule of innocence, heartbreak, and everything in between. That emotional resonance continues with "'Bout You", a soft acoustic pop ballad that feels like a sudden summer rain, unexpected, gentle, and quietly transformative. The strumming of acoustic guitar underpins verses rich with poetic imagery, comparing the arrival of you to a passing downpour that leaves the world glistening in its wake. It's a song about how a fleeting connection can paint your life in new colors, how even the briefest encounter can linger like the scent of rain on pavement. The vocals are stripped back, vulnerable and warm, allowing the group's emotional maturity to shine through with crystal clarity. There's a subtle tension in the lyrics between holding on and letting go, between savoring the moment and fearing its impermanence, making it one of the most soul-stirring tracks on the album. And then, almost like flipping through a faded scrapbook, we arrive at That Summer, a retro-tinged pop track infused with new jack swing rhythms and nostalgic sentiment. It's a love letter to youth, to clumsy crushes, and to the summers that linger in our minds long after the heat has faded. The song's groove invites movement, but the lyrics invite reflection. Here, NCT DREAM captures the awkward magic of young love. The way your heart raced when they looked your way, the nervous laughter, the secret glances across a sunlit classroom. It's a celebration of imperfection, of the beautiful chaos that comes with being young and unsure and brave all at once. With its bouncy beat and storytelling brilliance, the track becomes a time machine in itself, transporting listeners to their own first summers of love. As the journey draws closer to its emotional climax, we're met with Miss Me, a bittersweet fusion of 90s pop and smooth R&B that encapsulates the heart-wrenching complexity of a parting that was never quite goodbye. The melody is tender, tinged with longing, and the vocals are steeped in quiet pain and lingering hope. It's about the moment after the last hug, when the door has closed but your heart hasn't caught up. It's the aching question you ask into the night. Do you miss me too? But in that ache there is also grace. A mature acceptance that separation doesn't negate love, that some connections stretch across time and distance like invisible thread. The song is a delicate balance of sorrow and strength, turning farewell into something soft, even sacred. Finally, as the last page turns, we are gifted Beautiful Sailing, a mid-tempo pop ballad that feels like a sunset scene from the deck of a ship. In this closing chapter, NCT DREAM reflects on the oceanic vastness of their journey, from the naive excitement of debut to the reflective maturity of now. The metaphor of sailing becomes a perfect fit for a group who has weathered every kind of tide, storms of doubt, waves of success, winds of change, and who still stands at the helm unshaken. The lyrics speak of the quiet courage it takes to trust the sea, to know that both chaos and calm can be part of the same voyage. As the members sing in unison, you feel the bond that holds them, and their fans, together. A shared belief that the unknown ahead holds promise. It's a farewell, yes, but also a signal flare for the future. The ship hasn't reached port. It's just beginning to explore new waters. Beyond the music itself, NCT DREAM's Go Back to the Future is a full-circle celebration of legacy and vision. With this release, they kick off their fourth world tour, titled The Dream Show 4, Dream the Future, starting in Seoul and expanding across Asia throughout the year. It's a bold assertion of both their global presence and their enduring relevance. Even more impressively, this era comes on the heels of an already stellar achievement: 9 consecutive million-selling releases, including the beloved Dreamscape album from November 2024. Such milestones are not just numerical triumphs, they are testaments to the loyalty of NCT and the relentless evolution of the group itself. And now with Go Back to the Future, NCT DREAM opens the gates to a realm where past glories, present strength, and future dreams all intertwine into one seamless living narrative. What sets this album apart, beyond its sonic excellence and lyrical intimacy, is its unflinching commitment to storytelling. These songs are not isolated moments, they are chapters in an epic, where time bends and feelings deepen. Whether you're discovering NCT DREAM for the first time or walking with them since their debut, Go Back to the Future offers a world you can step into, a mirror of your own memories, a window into what might be, and a reminder that the journey is just as beautiful as the destination. In this world, time is not linear, love is not forgotten, and dreams are not only possible, they are inevitable.